Yep.
Okay, hi, my name is Cody Johnson, and this is my 2AR second affirmative rebuttal at the national qualifiers in Idaho at Columbia High School. Judge, I will be going down the flow, everything that they said, I will be answering with my own argument, and then we're going to go on case and give you some impact calc. Alright, so basically since they didn't actually kick any of their arguments, they only dropped it. All of our offensive arguments still stand. I guess I'm going to get back to that later. I had to get that out. So, on the CP. So they talk about how they solve all of our impacts. Untrue. They can't solve the economy for the economy advantage, we went unanswered throughout the round. And so basically, they cannot solve for that, so they don't garner all of our impacts. And since the only thing standing in this round is the counter plan, then the AF wins because of the extinction scenario through economic collapse. Since we have that extinction scenario, it must be only our plan because they can't solve for federal spending because they only spend through the 50 states. And so if we look to our evidence, which went unanswered throughout the round, saying that federal intervention is essential, this is our Craddock 9, extend that across your flow, and what's especially important in this CP debate is that federalism tanks the bike project. This is Bike League 11. The federalism, which is the 50 states doing the plan, won't do it, which they said in their own speech. They were talking about how she legitimately said, it is unfair to the states. Why should we waste this money on their own counterplan? So the states aren't going to do it? So you don't get any of our solvency, and all of our impacts are going to happen. So basically what's standing in this round is nothing. Then they talk about how locality is key, locality is key, locality is key. True, extend across your flow. Our smart growth advantage, our advantage is talking about how it spills down into the local people, and it can only happen with our plan. And so if the plan happens, then all this locality awesomeness happens as well, only it happens so much better because the states aren't going to do the plan. As they said in their own speeches, we're going to go with their evidence. The states aren't going to do the plan, so we have to have the federal government to do it. So we have to have the federal government to gain any locality advantages at all. So extend all of my smart growth advantages, which went completely ignored throughout the round. Also, we should waste our time because of quality to all life. Because now we not only have our three advantages for econ, environment, and health, but we also have eco-managerialism on our side because all of our offensive arguments still stand. So if we look to this, then we are the only people standing between eco-managerialism taking over the world and safe happiness. Because we help with the environment, and we connect people to nature. And so we win eco-managerialism, extend that. Let's make that the second most important thing in this round. Let's forget about the economy because of all of their impacts. Basically, because they dropped their eco-managerialism critique without continuing on with it and without addressing our offensive arguments, then all of their impacts will happen if our plan doesn't go through. Extend all their impacts, move those over to the affirmative flow. So what's going on right now is that the CP doesn't solve for the economy. So we still have that extinction scenario. The CP doesn't solve anyway because the states don't want it. We read many cards talking about how the plan is popular with the people. So the federal government doing this plan is the only thing that's going to work according to their own evidence. Not to mention the fact that quality of life was not mentioned on the negative side throughout the entire round proves that we win our third advantage, subpoint E, I believe we counted it out, because the impact is quality of life. Once we lose quality of life, we lose this round. We win quality of life because we were the only ones who mentioned it throughout the round. They didn't address our framework at all. And so what's going on here is basically that we have capitalism, which went untouched, eco-managerialism, which was dropped, and so the impacts of both of those are going to happen. We have an economy, which is extinction of everything, which links directly into our eco-managerialism advantage, and then we also have the environment, which it also links. And so basically, the only way for us to be happy at all is to do our plan. It's going to be better. We know it's going to be better in our plan world, and so there's no way that you as the judge can vote for the negative, especially because they just simply dropped all of their arguments, didn't even kick him. There was an offense on the flow that is still there and still very important. And so basically, I mean, our Bike League 11 evidence went untouched because federalism tanks the bike projects. They're not going to do them, and so they don't actually get any of our solvency. And so our impact goes right through. Since we're the only ones with solvency in this round, the only ballot that can possibly be picked if we want to have a happy life in the future is the affirmative. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.